What if the ghost in the machine was you? We all know the story. The creaking door, the suspicious caretaker, the reveal. But I need you to forget what you know. Picture, instead, an island forgotten by Time Mystery Mile. A place where the very air is thick with regret. And the fog has a memory. It was here that our heroes met a curse that didn't deal in rubber masks. This curse was a mirror, and in that mirror, they didn't see a villain. They saw their own deepest dread. Given flesh, and bone, and teeth. The setup was deceptively simple. A storm, a lost causeway. The familiar silhouette of the mystery machine arriving at the most infamous haunted island on the coast. But the moment they stepped onto the shore, they felt it. This wasn't a performance. This was a presence. The curse of Mystery Mile is an echo chamber for the soul. It finds the secret fear you whisper to yourself in the dark, and gives it a shape to chase you. And chase them? It's it. The rising action was a symphony of personal hells. For Fred, the master planner, his world became a labyrinth of his own failed traps. Enormous, rusted jaws snapping shut on empty air. Colossal nets descending from a bleeding sky. Each one a monument to his own potential for failure. Velma, the seeker of truth, was pursued through endless libraries by towering, leather-bound books, whose pages swarmed with shifting, unreadable text. A prison of pure, maddening ignorance. And for Shaggy and Scooby, theirs was the most cruel. A grand, opulent banquet hall, stretched to infinity. Tables groaning with food that turned to ash and sawdust the second it touched their tongues. Their greatest joy became an eternal, taunting famine. You see, the curse didn't just create monsters, it weaponized their very identities. But the island had a secret, a tragic one, a century past. A heartbroken alchemist, in a fit of grief, cast a spell so that no one would ever feel alone in their fear. He succeeded. He made fear communal, tangible. And the only way to break it was not to run, not to hide, but to stand your ground and call it by its name. Which brings us to the climax. And it was insane. They were driven to the heart of the island, a shattered, crystalline grotto pulsing with sickly energy. And there, the curse didn't just pit them against their individual fears, it fused them. A colossal, nightmare engine of snapping traps, whirling pages, and a gaping, hungry void, all rolled into one shambling horror. It was the sum of all their fears. And Fred's grand plan? The ultimate trap? He threw the blueprints into the storm. Like, this one's for us. Scoob, Shaggy whispered, his voice steady for the first time. Velma pushed her glasses up, looked the beast of ignorance in its swirling eye, and shouted.
I am not afraid of what I don't know.
And in that moment of defiant truth, the jaw-dropping happened. The beast didn't explode, it didn't retreat, it shattered. Like a mirror struck by a stone, the nightmare fractured into a million glittering shards, each one reflecting not a monster, but their own faces, resolute, brave, and finally, free. The curse broke not by force, but by acceptance. The resolution was quiet, reflective. The sun broke through the clouds, and Mystery Mile was just an island again, bleak, lonely, but clean. There was no unmasking, no gloating, just the five of them, and the profound understanding that the most terrifying hauntings are never in the houses we explore, but in the houses of our own minds. They drove away from that place, not as monster hunters, but as exorcists of their own souls, and the echo of Mystery Mile, it remains, a warning, and a reminder. The only way to defeat a shadow is to turn and face the light.